You want to know the truth no one tells men? A woman doesn't start wanting you when you chase her. She starts wanting you the moment she feels your strength, even in your absence. And yes, it sounds backwards. But the men women want the most are never the ones who are constantly present. They are the ones whose absence hits harder than someone else's presence. So let me destroy the biggest lie men still believe. You were told your whole life. Show her attention. Prove your worth. Text her more. Make your intentions clear. And here's what actually happens. The more you chase, the faster she loses interest. Why? Because the moment you chase a woman, you place yourself below her. Chasing is the behavior of a man afraid to lose. And fear is the most unattractive scent a man can wear. Women don't feel attraction where a man runs. They feel it where a man stands still, grounded, calm, controlled. Where he doesn't beg for her presence. Where he doesn't drown her in attention. Where he isn't terrified of losing her. A woman doesn't want the man who gives her everything. She wants the man who belongs to himself. Yet chooses her when he feels like it. This is the part most men never understand. Women aren't drawn to the nicest guy. They're not drawn to the most available guy. They don't fall for the guy who tries the hardest. They're drawn to the man with a center. A man with a silence. A man with a mystery. A man who can disappear without collapsing. They want the man they cannot fully read. They want the man they cannot fully control. And here's the most brutal rule of them all. A woman will not desire you until she feels the risk of losing you. Not because you threaten her. Not because you play games. But because your life doesn't orbit around her. Do you know why women forget the men who text, "Good morning," every single day? Because there is no sharpness and consistency without mystery. There is no tension. There is no emotional hunger. Tell me something. Has anyone ever deeply missed something that was always available? Of course not. People crave what can disappear. That's why a man who can step back becomes dangerous. His absence creates questions. His silence creates imagination. His distance creates value. And when a woman starts asking herself, "Where is he? Why hasn't he texted? Who has his attention right now?" That's when attachment begins. A woman doesn't want the man who kneels for her affection. She wants the man she might lose. You want her to want you. Then memorize this formula. Less presence equals more impact. Less availability equals more value. Less explanation equals more mystery. A woman's desire begins where your desperation ends. If she didn't want you before, she will. Once she realizes she can't fully have you. Here's the part men never see coming. A woman doesn't fall for you when you move toward her. She falls when she starts moving toward you. And that shift only happens when you stop giving her the comfort of certainty. Women aren't attracted to clarity. They're attracted to tension. To uncertainty. To the emotional pull of possibility rather than predictability. Let me explain something brutally simple. When you're always there, always texting, always available, you become emotionally cheap. Not because you're a bad man. Not because she's ungrateful. But because human psychology doesn't value what feels guaranteed. A woman only begins to value your presence when she feels the weight of your potential absence. Most men destroy their chances by trying to prove they are good enough. They think effort equals attraction. They think loyalty equals desire. They think consistency equals connection. But here's the truth. If you give more than she feels for you, she will retreat. Every time. Effort that isn't earned becomes a burden. Attention that wasn't invited feels suffocating. Presence that isn't balanced with absence becomes forgettable. That's why silence is powerful. Not because it's a manipulation, but because it creates space for her desire to wake up. Your pause becomes her question. Your distance becomes her curiosity. Your unpredictability becomes her emotional anchor. Here's what women won't admit. But every man needs to understand. A woman thinks about you the most when she doesn't fully understand you. Mystery is not deception. Mystery is controlled exposure. revealing parts of yourself, but not the whole story. Letting her feel you, but not own you. Letting her see your strength, but not your softness all at once. Because once she feels she has you completely, her mind stops chasing. Her emotions stop rising. Her interest stops growing. She wants a man she can't fully predict. A man who surprises her. A man with a world she wasn't invited into yet. A man she has to earn access to. That's why the man who never competes always wins. When you try to outperform other men, you expose your insecurity. You say without words, "I don't think I'm enough on my own." But the man who doesn't try to impresses the most. He isn't loud. He isn't frantic. He isn't desperate. He's calm. He's present. He's selective. And that's what magnetizes a woman. Not effort. Not compliments. Not chasing. But his self-contained energy. Because here's the deepest truth. A woman wants the man whose world feels bigger than she imagined, and who doesn't offer her a guaranteed place in it. Once she feels she might lose you, she'll start working to keep you. And that's where attraction truly begins. Here's the part nobody teaches men. The moment attraction switches on inside a woman is not when she feels loved. It's when she feels challenged. Not disrespected. Not ignored. But challenged by a man whose presence forces her to level up. A woman wants to feel chosen. But she wants to feel that you could have chosen someone else. She wants to feel desired. But she wants to feel that your desire isn't automatic. She wants your attention. But only if she feels she has to earn it. That's why the men who are too available, too eager, too emotionally open too soon never get the girl. Because they remove the one ingredient that fuels feminine desire. The possibility of loss. Attraction grows when she fears she might lose access to you. Respect grows when she realizes your world doesn't revolve around her. Desire grows when she understands that your attention is rare. And anything rare becomes valuable. The truth is simple. A man becomes unforgettable not through effort, but through presence. A presence that says, "I like you, but I don't need you. You're special, but I'm complete with or without you. You're invited, but I'm not chasing." This energy is what keeps her thinking about you at night. Replaying your words. Wondering what you're doing. Feeling that beautiful mix of curiosity and tension that makes her want to move toward you. Because a woman doesn't fall in love through logic. She falls through emotion. She wants the man she can't fully pin down. The man who reveals just enough to pull her in. And withholds just enough to keep her craving more. And here's the secret men never believe. You don't attract a woman by loving her louder. You attract her by loving yourself deeper. When you have purpose. When you have standards. When you protect your time. When you walk away from disrespect. When you don't fear her silence. When you don't beg for reassurance. You become the man she can't forget. Because she's met men who wanted her. She's met men who chased her. She's met men who worshipped her. But she rarely meets the man who makes her chase. The man who makes her question herself. The man who makes her wonder. Why do I care what he thinks? Why am I checking my phone? Why does his silence get to me? Why do I want him more than he wants me? And when those questions appear, you've already won. Because that's when she shifts from being not interested to trying to understand you, to feeling drawn to you, to craving your attention, to fearing your absence, to wanting you in a way she can't fully explain. That's when desire becomes emotional. And emotional desire is the strongest desire a woman ever feels. So the final rule is this. Stop trying to get her to want you. Become the man she can't ignore. Not through force. Not through games. But through standards, silence, depth, confidence, and mystery. When you do that, she won't just want you. She'll chase you. She'll fear losing you. She'll think about you every single day. And the question she'll ask herself, the one that keeps her hooked, is always the same. Who is this man? And why can't I get him out of my mind?